Try this one, and I think this one. Okay. My Connected Apparel story actually started over 40 years ago. I was a new buyer at a store called Judy's, and I used to work with a young salesman named Jay Balaban. And we worked together, me buying from him for about 8 years. And then they reached a point of growth. So Jay Balaban was actually a salesman for a company called All That Jazz, which during those 8 years he became my partner. And they reached a point in growth that they needed to add additional help. And I was at a point in my career as a buyer that I was ready to move on to something else. So at that point, I joined All That Jazz and learned under the designer Sobel Balaban, who was Jay's mother. So she became a mentor, and I worked there along with her for close to or over 12 years. And then in the early 2000s, Jay started a new company called Connected Apparel, and I followed, and I have been here with him ever since, which is now going on 23 years. I enjoy working at Connected Apparel mainly because it's a family-owned business. Many of us have worked together for many years, and we all enjoy being here every day. The other thing that I really like is that everyone's accessible, and if you need a question or you want to get an answer on something, you can go directly to who you need to, and you don't have to go through a lot of red tape and make appointments and prolong getting your decisions. My day starts with me making my rounds, visiting my various staff to make sure they know what their priorities are for the day and to answer any questions that they might have. Then I come back to my office here, and it's the quietest time of the day, and that's when I'm most creative, and I can focus on detail. So I review artwork starting at the beginning of the day that my in-house artists have left for me to review. I approve and or make comments on them. Then after that, I continue on going to my cutters and my sewers to make sure that they're working on the things that are priority. Priorities change all the time. Things change on a dime. And then my day really gets started with fittings, which are things that go into production. We have fit models that try them on. I work with suppliers looking for and selecting new fabrics to sample. I work on assorting product along with the owner of the company for future deliveries of the year. And then I end up my day usually approving production shipments so that they can be loaded onto the vessels. I didn't always know I wanted to be a designer. In fact, I sort of just fell into it. Out of high school, I had to start working right away as my family moved back east, and I wanted to stay behind. So I got a job at a store called Judy's, and I was the mail girl. And I remember my mother saying, "Gloria, you can do something more than that." And I said, "Well, don't worry about it. I'll work my way up." And I worked there 12 years. I was a mail girl for 6 months. Then I was asked to be an assistant to one of the buyers for 4 years. I was an assistant, and then I became a buyer and bought for 8 years. When designing a new garment, I take into consideration what's trending at the moment, but yet always striving to make something that will be timeless. Quality is very important to us, affordability, and also trying to make sure the style can be worn by many body types. I chose the dress Selena to wear today. The color is called Magenta, which is the color of 2023. And the other reasons I selected the dress is because firstly I'm a tall gal, and I like to have styles that are below the knee, and coupled with the twist waist, which hides much, and I also like the asymmetrical hemline. The fabric is very drapey and feels luxurious on all around. It's an awesome style.